get a pack of cigarettes, but I left my wallet at home. Yeah, that's me. I'm getting old. My name is Sonny Featherland, an investigator for 20 years, and once the star of the predatory division of the Clawville Police Department, one half of the legendary Chicken Police. But buying a pack of smokes is more than I can handle right now. Maybe I should just lay low. Yeah, I'll do that. The most colorful place in the wilderness. For all the gods, what bullshit. The last clucking color left this city years ago. And slowly I'll turn gray too. Still, what do I expect? We're living in a vast experiment, and don't even notice that everything got clucked up a long time ago. We believe in this wonderland of peaceful coexistence. Wolves and sheep, chickens and hounds. Yeah, sure, why not? It's just ridiculous. The dog eats the chicken. It's in our nature. I'm not propping up the illusion anymore. 121 days, and it's over. Retirement. What could possibly go wrong? Ah, crap. My office lock is a piece of shit if a dame can pick it. She stood in the darkness. The light painted stripes on her body. It whispered secret little things that were never there in the first place. But she was no zebra. Reality was just a light switch away. Elizabeth or Charlotte? I was sure she'd have a sophisticated sounding name. She had a bygone look in her eyes, older than this ancient building, and perhaps the whole city itself. Or maybe I'm just drunk. But she was the first womanly thing in my place for a long time, so I had to give her a chance.
Salut tout le monde, c'est Pewdie, bienvenue dans une nouvelle découverte, celle de Chicken Police. Alors ça fait un peu penser à une BD que je connais très très bien, mais dont je viens de perdre le nom instantanément. La BD s'intitule, en fait c'est une BD où il y a... c'est un peu le même style, c'est des animaux qui ont un... Voilà, qui vivent un peu comme si nous on vivait à l'époque comme ça des années 60, 70. La BD a eu un jeu vidéo qui est sorti il y a quelques mois de cela. Putain, j'ai le nom, je vous jure que je connais cette BD, mais que je n'ai plus le nom en tête. Voilà, je n'ai plus le nom en tête. Et donc là, ça faisait un peu style le Sin City, un peu style cette BD. Je me suis dit, ce serait bien de découvrir un peu ce jeu.
I don't see colors anymore. Only emptiness. Everything faded. I need another drink.
Ah, téléphone.
Every whiskey has the same color nowadays. At least in this price range.
Bien, c'est qu'il va parler à chaque fois.
I promised myself I'd write a novel one day. I wanted to travel the world when I was a kid, but I think I'm gonna end up dead in here whether I like it or not. Behind that door lies the kingdom of dirty clothes, cigarette butts, and empty bottles.
Bonjour madame. Oh, je peux voir un peu les photos.
This is one of the most beautiful memories from my old life, before Molly left me and took our daughter.
Donc là, Molly, c'est notre ex.
The good things in life don't last long. The best ones always leave first. I saw that in the window of a shoe store. I never understood it, or what it had to do with shoes.
J'aime bien le doubleur là.
M.B. Davis, the eternal king of jazz. The photo is from the days of jazz prohibition. I only heard the old man live one time, but I'll never forget that night. And not only because I woke up at the harbor without my gun, my badge, and my pants. We used to be star cops a few years ago. Tabloid press, radio interviews, and even a book series. I don't miss those days. Of course, Marty, my old partner, would disagree. He just loved the spotlight. The Wild Gentlemen. Those guys rebuilt the city after the Great Fire of 867. My heroes when I was a little chick. I'm starting to think they should have left Clawville as it was, burned to the ground.
C'est pas mal là, quand même. Hein.
Books I'm never gonna read. Maybe nobody ever has.
Je parle pas maintenant parce que j'essaie déjà de voir un peu toutes ces interactions. Ah. Ah ok, je peux faire des numéros et tout. Ça c'est cool.
I don't even know where the key is. Whatever's inside is gonna stay there forever. I don't even know what these papers are.
Oh.
My wallet and my badge. The wallet is real. The badge ain't. Chief Bloodboil took mine. So I got this one out of a pack of cornflakes. Just in case.
Ma dernière clope.
Cigarette. You're lucky I don't have a light, pal.
Et mon Magnum.
She doesn't seem so dangerous that I need to grab my gun, but you never know.
Je prends tout, moi, je prends mon gun, je prends tout ce qu'il faut. Allez, on va lui parler.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Deborah, Miss Deborah Ibanez.
You're mistaken, ma'am.
Oh, really? Please enlighten me, Mr. Featherland.
I'm not a private eye. I'd recommend Mr. Philmar Lowe instead of me. He's a nice guy.
Believe me, Mr. Featherland, it's not an accident I came to you.
Look, miss, I work for the police and I'm currently on leave. I couldn't accept private commissions even if I wanted to. Not even from a classy dame like you.
Am I that easy to read?
Oh.
That's my job. But tell me, since you've invited yourself in, would you like a drink?
I don't usually drink.
Well, I've got to have one. And it'd be rude of me to drink alone. So, maybe some sherry?
On peut dire qu'elle avait des yeux de biche.
If you insist. But bourbon, please.
Thank the wild ones. That's all I have.
What a coincidence.
So come on, spill it from the beginning.
Bon bah c'était bien, on a bu un bon verre. Deborah Albanese, espèce Impala. Genre femelle. Particularité belle et fragile. Rien de bien spécial. L'hôtel Atlas. C'était un bel endroit autrefois. Désormais, on se demande simplement ce qui sera le premier à moisir. L'hôtel a de l'avance, mais honnêtement, pas loin de le rattraper. Rang de détective Blanc-Bec. Ouais, et 32 lieux à visiter. Ça a l'air plutôt cool. Je dormais dans l'ombre, je dormais. Messire, jour, nuit, jour, nuit. Ah. Bon alors attendez. Ensuite ça. Donc c'est mon gun, c'est mes machins. Et puis j'ai ça. Ok. Et qu'est-ce que je fais? Je dois lui ramener du... Attends, je l'avais vu du whisky.
Murky brown swill.
C'est tout? Qu'est-ce que je dois faire en fait?
Who is this dame anyway? And what the cluck is she doing in my apartment on New Year's Eve?
Je vais déjà parler du con. T'es con ou tu fais exprès de lui?
It's a very
Merde.
strange matter. First, there were letters.
Il fallait simplement que je lui parle en fait.
Printed on a wine bottle's label, sent as a gift, then carved into a brick, thrown through the window, and finally, they painted it on the wall of the house in giant red letters.
I think it's time to dig a little deeper. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you some routine questions.
Please, that's why I'm here.
Concentre-toi sur ce que tu sais de suspect. Est-ce qu'il ou elle a l'air louche? Concentre-toi là-dessus. Sujet John Doe. Ok, ce titre ça va être stage donc on... D'accord. Il est suspect, je suis suspect. Pourquoi tu... Nouvelles impressions. La joie des détails est ta meilleure amie. Elle t'indique comment se déroule l'interrogatoire. Greta du côté positif. Ok.
I must be cautious and smart. This dame seems shy, which I can use to my advantage. But I must be careful about what I say to her, or I could scare her off. Let's start gently, and when the time comes, we can go in hard.
Oh, ça m'intéresse. Qui êtes-vous au juste, mademoiselle?
Who exactly are you, ma'am?
I'm not somebody important, Mr. Featherland.
You're important enough to deal with such a delicate matter, right?
I carry out the wishes of my employer, nothing more. This means simple paperwork, most of the time.
On est dans Elle est noire là, les
You've been
gars.
thrown into deep water, sweetheart. Tell me, can you even swim?
Believe me, this is just as unpleasant for me as it is for you, if not even more.
Vous n'avez pas la confiance, vous êtes sûr que ça va? Dites-moi dans quel quartier résidez-vous? Ok, je vais choisir celle-ci.
Tell me, which part of the city do you live in? Calavera Hills? Flowerville, maybe?
Look, I don't want to answer that. I'm here on behalf of my employer and not on personal business.
Ah,
Fair point, Deborah. Let's try a different approach.
pourquoi m'avoir rendu visite cette nuit? Pas une autre.
Why did you have to visit me this particular evening?
I have my reasons. I may look like a silly little fawn, and maybe I am, but I still have common sense.
I don't doubt that for a second, Miss Ibanez.
This day is essential to my mistress, and she thought it's also important to you.
A message in itself, for sure. But to be honest, even you are.
You know what? I'll just take that as a compliment, even if it wasn't meant as such.
Ah, pourquoi c'est vous et non de votre employeuse?
Why did you come to visit me? Why not your employer herself?
My employer is Miss Natasha Katsenko. She hasn't been leaving her home lately, only if she really has to.
How so?
Miss Natasha is afraid. She's scared because of those unwanted messages, and everyone knows who she is.
So she's that kind of woman.
I don't know what you mean.
Of course you do, Deborah. Thank you, by the way. We're finally getting somewhere. We avoided the point long enough. Deborah's hiding something, no question. Let's focus on that. How did you get this address?
You know, my mistress has exceptional connections.
If they were so exceptional, she wouldn't have chosen me.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Detective. You are the head of the famous chicken police, am I right?
Was it a raccoon with a scarred face called Zip who recommended me? He hates me.
No, Mr. Featherland. I don't know anyone like that.
Lucky for you, Deborah.
Ok, je suis dans le positif. Qu'attendez-vous de moi exactement en venant ici?
What exactly did you expect by coming here to meet me?
I expected your help, just like my mistress said.
Well, that's very nice. But have you seen this neighborhood? Have you seen this wreck called a hotel? Who were you hoping to find in a place like this?
Someone reliable.
Well, I am reliable.
And discreet.
That's right.
And thorough.
No question about that.
And has a heart of gold.
Okay, let's stop it.
Ok. Auriez-vous des ennuis?
Are you in some sort of jam?
Nothing of the sort. There are simply things better left unsaid.
Then you're wasting my time.
I trust your instincts. You'll manage it.
Yeah, and I have no other choice, right?
To be honest, no, Mr. Featherland. Not really.
Vous pensez que cette affaire est un peu...
Have you ever felt truly vulnerable?
Honestly, very often, Mr. Featherland.
Great, because that's exactly how I feel right now, Deborah.
I'm sorry if it's too unpleasant for you, but we had no one else to turn to.
You know, I get that a lot, and it never ends well.
Do you like happy endings?
Not in books or movies, but in real life it would be nice for a change. But this is Clawville. Not many happy endings around here.
I knew you were romantic at heart.
If what's between me and my whiskey could be called romance, then yes, maybe, a little.
Si vous avez un, à quoi bon être venu ici?
If If you won't come clean, what's the point of all this?
But, Mr. Featherland,
I'm sorry, sweetheart, but I'm way too old for this game.
please, just think again. For me and my mistress's sake.
Tell me, Deborah, why should I believe you at all?
Because my mistress trusts you.
Should that be enough?
If you really like what she thinks you are, then yes.
Damn, what can I say to that?
Look, I didn't mean to back you up against the wall.
You have a way with words, sweetheart. Did you ever want to be a cop?
No, not for the world.
Smart answer. Be honest and tell me what you're so afraid of.
You know, Mr. Featherland, my mistress's partner is Hobart Wessler. Or as most people know him,
Ibn Wessler, the Kingpin.
exactly.
Feathery gods, help me.
So you get it now. The secrecy.
To put it mildly, I think I understand it all. Wessler. This little piece of the puzzle changes everything.
Hey, pas mal. La tendre moitié de Natasha, l'employeuse, n'est autre que le seul criminel Ibn Wessler, donc alias Kingpin le boss. Qu'est-ce que je peux faire là, d'ailleurs? Victime, une femme est la cible de menaces étranges. Elles sont toutes écrites. La patronne de Madame la mystérieuse messagère est une certaine Mademoiselle Natasha Katzenko. La tendre moitié de Natasha, l'employeuse, n'est autre que le cible criminel Ibn Wessler. Chat, femelle, ses yeux sont dans l'air profond, clairement en danger. Et moi aussi d'ailleurs. C'est l'employeuse de Mademoiselle Deborah Menez, elle prétend être victime de menaces. Elle est actuellement la concubine de gangster, ça va comment ils sont. Ensuite, elle, on l'avait vu. Elle fait des commissions pour son employeuse, une femme raffinée, mais je crois pas qu'elle vienne d'un milieu aisé. Elle a peur et elle est mystérieuse, ou alors elle est juste mystérieuse. Mais c'est catalan, dans tous les cas, je suis sûr. Ce qu'on me dit. C'est pas un ça avant du poster. Et fais voir un peu King Ping. Hobart Ibn Wessler, c'est un rat. Beau, charismatique et surtout une sale tête de gangster. L'un des gangsters les plus connus de Cloville, mania de l'immobilier, directeur de banque, propriétaire d'un musée, producteur d'alcool, contrebandier et courtier en information. Et c'est que la moitié de tout ce que j'ai entendu sur lui. Il est impliqué dans tout ce qui touche la paix dans cette ville. Putain. Ah, ça craint un petit peu.
Why don't you take it to the police? Just go there and file a report. Photos, flashing lights, fingerprints. You know the drill. The evidence is very clear. Even a moderately talented detective could easily wrap this case up. Or just try the phone. 555-111.
Please, take a look at this.
Well, okay. Let's see. Legs that go on.
Ah, elle m'a donné quelque chose.
I know Molly very well. Please note this when deciding whether or not to accept my assignment. Miss Ibanez is a trusted friend. Treat her as gentleman. N.
I felt like I'd been hit on the back of my head with a blackjack. Reality tilted. Molly. Good gods. What was her name doing there? I glanced at the opposite wall with the well-worn picture frames. Like an eternally dark hole in the wall. A missing piece. She was wearing a light silk dress and singing a lullaby, the waves caressing her beautiful long legs. Why Molly? Why now?
Mr. Featherland? Santino, are you all right?
What the hell is this supposed to mean?
I don't know anything, Mr. Santino. My mistress told me to give this to you. She said you'd understand. Don't you?
Oh, of course I understand, Miss Ibanez. I get it very well. But this case is becoming more and more confusing. It's starting to look like blackmail.
Blackmail?
Don't play innocent with me.
But...
All right. When can I visit?
Visit? Me?
Not you. Miss Katsenko.
Oh, yes. You can find her at the Tsar Club.
Ah, sinon je peux venir te voir chez toi aussi, hein.
Didn't you tell me she's not the social kind? That she's especially unsociable? Or does she only like loud and crowded clubs?
No, she's really not like that. But she owns the place.
Qu'est-ce qu'elle a tout danser?
Judging by the flyer, it must be a very busy club, especially on New Year's Eve, right?
I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding Miss Katsenko, but there's one small problem, Mr. Featherland.
Let me guess. Mr. Wessler better not know about my visit.
Exactly. How did you know?
20 years experience, ma'am. Oh, and please, call me Sonny.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Sonny.
I'll talk about the rest with Ms. Katsenko in person. A good friend of mine would be happy to take you home if you'd like.
I'd appreciate that, Sonny.
I know Molly.
Trouver Natacha au Tsar Club. Natacha doit connaître ma femme Molly. Peut-être très bon informateur, je trouvais quel est le lien. C'est qui est Lewis? Lapin mâle. VMI. Il va bugger beaucoup quand il parle. Lewis c'est propriétaire de Taza, ton frère est spécial VMI. On vit tous les deux seuls dans cette énorme étoile. Il adore les histoires policières. Toujours on tient un coup de main quand j'en ai besoin de lui. Numéro 1 c'est 555 932. Je vais appeler Lewis. Euh... 555 932.
Hey, Lewis. Am I bothering you?
No. Of course not, Sonny. Old friend, what's up?
Could you come over? I've got a favor to ask if you're not busy.
For you, anything. Just a minute.
Lewis arrived a few minutes later. He lived in the rooms above, so it wasn't difficult getting here. Not to mention that he's a rabbit. It was a quick hop. The Atlas Hotel was his inheritance. It was once a well-renowned place, but not anymore. The last economic crisis ruined it. And now, besides me, he was the only resident of this enormous place.
Il est là mon poteau.
The good old rabbit. I can always count on him, even on New Year's Eve.
C'est pas mal, hein?
Of course, Sonny. You know, anything for you.
Thank you for being so considerate, Sonny. I appreciate it.
Don't mention it.
Faut que je fasse ça quand je sélectionne une personne et que je lui dise et que je mette parler parce qu'il enchaîne directement sur le parler. Donc faut pas que je rappuie sur le bouton, sinon ça passe à l'autre dialogue en fait.
Goodbye, then.
Salut ma belle.
So long, Deborah. Before I visit the club, I have to take a detour. I've got a feeling that this case isn't going to be a one-man job. And there's only one bird in the city I can trust. My ex-partner, Marty. He's going to be at the station. I can only hope he'll be willing to talk to me.
Bon ben merci.
I can always count on you. Thanks, old buddy.
Don't even mention it, my friend.
You got anything planned for today?
I thought I'd visit a nightclub. It's New Year's Eve, after all.
Well, I didn't mean to hold you up.
I'll ask a favor of you someday.
I owe you a lot of those, don't I?
That's true. I don't deny it.
Bon ben, comment je fais là? Mon tiroir, il n'y a plus rien dedans. Je vais me casser d'ici. Hein. Scènes limitées. Les scènes limitées sont disponibles pour une durée limitée. C'est ce genre de tout compléter. Assurez-vous de toutes les avoir avant de passer à la prochaine scène principale. D'accord. Oh, ok, donc ça m'intéresse. Ok, on peut se déplacer un petit peu. Ah, c'est pas mal, hein, franchement.
It was New Year's Eve, and I was driving, half drunk, risking my whole life's work. But still, it didn't feel any different. Every day was the same. And the 121 days I had left till my retirement seemed like an eternity. When I look out the window of the hotel room I call home, I see the same thing every day. A woman in a red nightgown dances slowly in circles to smooth music. The 9 o'clock show, with a glass of cheap bourbon and the red gown with the silent music. In the meantime, the proud city of Clawville is slowly eating itself alive. And we're still here, with nothing left to lose but our sanity, while others, the smart ones, had already gone. Molly. Does her name really upset me this much? All those years of solitude, and I still jump without question every time I hear it. And then there's Marty, my ex-partner, who hates me. But I know I have to speak with him, no matter what. Why do I feel like the past is watching me on this goddamn night? I knew where to find Marty. At the station, we'd always draw straws about holiday duty. Marty never joined in. He always took the New Year's Eve shift, even though he had someone to go home to. I understood. 10 years ago, we survived the night the press called the Bloody New Year. Forgotten by Clawville, but not by us. We both left parts of ourselves behind that night.
Écoutez, je me mets un petit peu, ça qu'on joue un petit peu. Franchement, je m'attendais pas du tout à ça. Je suis agréablement surpris par ce jeu. Déjà, je trouve le thème qu'on a eu là, je le trouve excellent. Aspect, en fait, c'est un aspect années 60, 70, avec ce côté de Jay-Z. Ouais, des cordes, de la trompette. On est sur quelque chose de vieux, noir et blanc. C'est très très cool. Franchement, j'aime beaucoup l'ambiance. J'ai beaucoup aimé la musique qu'on a vue avant. C'était une très belle musique. Qu'est-ce qu'on a de plus dans le dossier? Harmonie, personne. Ah, on a Phyllis. Qui c'est ce bon vieux Phyllis? Carlton Phyllis, c'est un hérisson. Ah, je le déteste. Voiture de
Back in
patrouille.
the day, I used to patrol the city's streets in one of these. I don't miss it, but it used to have its advantages.
C'est vrai. Ça c'est Police Station.
Every time this poster disappears, good old Blood Boil puts it right back immediately. I tore it down at least 3 times already. Actually, it's a kind of passive-aggressive game for us with the chief. I'm sure it's Blood Boil himself taping back the torn-off posters, like some maniac. He must have a dozen of those things in his bag for emergencies. I'm sure it's Blood Boil himself.
Alors. Ce bon vieux Phyllis. Désolé, il y a des petits bugs. Ça peut arriver. Donc Xbox 360 on doit contrôler. Ça vient du problème. En ce moment, pas vous mentir, j'ai plein de problèmes de déconnexion, de reconnexion au niveau d'internet. Donc ça arrive comme ça que sur certaines vidéos je fais des petits saccades comme ça. Mais vous inquiétez pas, c'est pas vraiment on va dire dérangeant. Donc Phyllis.
Phyllis and Roy's. 2 hedgehogs with an arrogance typical of novice cops. They're as prickly as they look. Officious little shitheads, but harmless.
Ok, ils sont pas méchants.
Well, look at that. Hey, Sonny, what you scratching at over here? I heard the big boss threw you out.
Tough luck, boys. I may not be on duty, but I'm still a cop, just like you. Well, more than you.
Hey, you don't have to be so peckish, old bud. By the way, you're on luck. Blood Boil's not in tonight. Malloy is in charge.
Oh, God. That clumsy buffalo is here tonight. If he doesn't end up in a cell again, he's lucky.
You got it.
Ah, il y a un hérisson.
You looking for Marty, eh?
I see you're still the brains around here, Phyllis. Yeah, I'm looking for Marty. Birds of a feather flock together.
I see you're still the funny guy round here. You'll find the giant feather duster at the shooting range, as always.
Hey, Royce, I'm telling you this because maybe you'll be able to understand. If this prickly shithead makes another racist remark, I'll strangle him with his own raincoat.
I'd love to see that.
Hey, whose side are you on, you jerk?
Ou pas. Alors, attendez, je vais voir un petit peu des renseignements sur eux. Donc sur... Je vais voir lui c'est quoi alors, attends. Un vrai casse-couille. C'est pas un assez gros poisson pour qu'on puisse se soudoyer. Et alors lui c'est quoi? Un porc épic, voilà, c'est un porc épic. Mal. Je le déteste presque autant que je déteste son équipier, Pérez. Grand et con, un peu comme mon partenaire Marty, sauf que Royce a pas bon cœur lui. Ah, pas mal hein. Donc là on est au Corby, le QG de police s'appelait le hacheur à viande. Un grand bâtiment sombre peuplé de personnes louches, pas seulement de celles qui sont enfermées dans les cellules. L'un des clubs les plus connus de la ville, le Xar Club. C'est un endroit fréquenté par des jolies poupées et des gros durs. Une autorité publique que les policiers ne sont pas servis. Sauf les plus corrompus.
Here we are again, Clawville Police Department. I've never been good at history, but if I'm not mistaken, this place has been a church, a hospital, and even some insane cult's secret hideout over the years. Anyway, the place holds the secrets of the ages. And some drunk pigs in the basement.
Wow, excellent. Stand de tir à l'agent Jardine. Blason de la ville.
All it takes is one look, and my comb starts to tingle, which never means anything good. All it takes is one look.
L'agent Jardine.
Officer Jardine. They say she's clever, smart, and dangerous. We need more of her kind in here.
D'achat. Le blason de la police.
Strength, unity. For the love of the wild gods, I'm gonna be sick.
Y a pas autre chose là, je peux zoomer. Ah ouais, je peux zoomer.
Monica Rosen, receptionist in theory, but in reality, she's doing literally everything around here. Like the beating heart of the PD. She's too good for this place, even for this city. Marty drinks this shit. I've never tried it, but I'm pretty sure it's gross and probably toxic. One of Blood Boyle's favorites, mainly because he's a dog, of course. Detective Chowhound Bosco. He thinks he's a real alpha, but nah, he's just a lapdog. Mort Mardigan, a notorious deadbeat. Poor guy's been blind since his teenage years, but that doesn't stop him from running into trouble. What the cluck did he do this time?
Holy wild ones, look what the cat dragged in.
Putain, excellent.
Hello to you too, Bosco. I see you're busy as always.
I've been sniffing around one of the rundown joints. You know how it goes. And boom, this son of a lizard comes flying out the window. I didn't know the lizards could fly. So, Mort was being a bad boy again. Nothing unusual. And you? Still dying?
No,
I'm still a cop for another 121 days, Bosco. It's as unpleasant to me as it is to you.
All right. No need to bite. I wasn't trying to mess with you. You have Moses and Plato for that. And of course, Blood Boyle.
Let's hope I won't run into any of them tonight.
Looking for Marty, eh? Ever since you left, he's kind of lost. He's trying to hide it, but he's not the same bird.
Well, I don't think we'll have a teary reunion, thinking about how we parted.
Let me give you some advice, Sonny. Let him rage. He'll be the same after that. Anyway, he was the one that shot you, right? You should be mad, not him.
It's not that simple, Bosco, but we'll see how he reacts. Thanks anyway.
No worries, pal.
Bosco. Alors les armes mortes. Il attend encore.
Mort, you scabbiest beast. What the hell did you do?
Propos.
Morty to you, sonny boy. Everything's fine. There was just a bit of trouble in the bar and someone got knocked on the head with a glass. It wasn't my fault. I'm as blind as a bat, am I right?
Did that ever bother you, Morty?
Listen, sonny boy. Go tell them to leave me alone, eh? It's New Year's Eve, after all, and I didn't even do anything wrong. Not that wrong.
Where's your little lapdog to get you out of this mess? Is that little pimp of a midget still sniffing around you?
Jesse is a good boy, Sonny. And he's good to me, believe me.
Oh, God, spare me the details. When will you finally realize that little shit's been using you?
Oh, of course he's using me. What could a pretty boy like him want from this old monster, eh? Still, Sonny, I have no one else. Do you understand that? Don't.
Even you deserve better, pal. By the way, you look horrible, even for yourself. Are you feeling okay?
Well, I'm not what I used to be, but neither are you, judging from your voice. But I'm seeing a doctor, Sonny boy. I really am. Are you?
Don't need to, Mort. I'm fine. Anyway, if Bubo prescribed you something, don't even think about taking it.
I don't talk to that insane owl.
Damn right.
Please, say something on my behalf, okay? I really don't have time for this detective buffalo shit.
Hey, careful with that. Buffalo Malloy is the chief today.
Like I care.
I'll try to speak for you, but keep it down till then, okay? You don't need this shit, and I don't need it either.
Sonny boy, you've always been a good friend.
More like a clucking pigeon.
Je pense que j'aime beaucoup en fait là comment ça se passe. Alors je me tais parce qu'ils discutent, c'est normal. Hein. On va parler à elle un petit peu.
Hey, Monica.
Hey, Boss Bird. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be celebrating
Oh, c'est
somewhere?
pas un... C'est quoi comme animal ça déjà? Avec son grand bec et sa grande langue, ça vient chercher. Mince, comment ça s'appelle? Ah mince, attends. Attends, je viens venir te reparler, toi. Monica. Ce colibri, voilà, c'est un colibri. Monica Rosen, colibri, femelle, elle s'occupe de milliers de choses en même temps. Là, mais le cœur de Chloé, comme me rendait au poste tous les jours. Sa présence c'était comme le sucre de mon café, amer et du matin. Basculory Nadas, alias gueule d'acier, chien, mâle, on dit qu'il pourrait dévorer tout ce qui se débarre à la route. C'est pour ça qu'on a une soirée gueule d'acier. Inspecteur Boscorelli, alias Bosco, travaille dans la division des prédateurs comme moi, enfin, comme moi avant, pour être précis. Donc Mort Martigan, Véran de Komodo, c'est un varan de Komodo, d'accord, c'est un varan. Mal. Il est vieux, aveugle, et c'est une époque sans espoir de rédemption. Salopard de voleur, il a beau l'air. Attends, il a beau rien voir du tout, ça reste une des plus grosses crapules de la ville que la ville ait jamais connue. C'est vrai, il peut être un bon gars, mais s'est perdu en cours de route et maintenant il est trouvé pour la rédemption. Il y a une bagarre au club de Mort. Mort a trouvé quelle surprise. Un ami, je peux peut-être aider dans sa faveur. Je suis Sweetspot Blood Boil. Je suis bien. Kenny stupide pour mon animal. Le chef est une légende vivante et il me déteste. Ah. Alors le docteur quoi? Docteur Réginald B. Bobo. Hibou Grand-Duc. Accro à la morphine, névrosé, vieux et laid. Mais notre amitié remonte à l'âge d'or des inspecteurs poulets. Zip H. Pupri, raton laveur, mal. Un vieil ennemi qui est devenu un bon ami avec le temps. Pas mal, hein? Donc attends, je vais te reparler. Attends.
Hey, Sonny, is everything all right?
Bah, tout va bien.
Sure, everything's fine, Mon. I'm just distracted.
That's nice. Life is best if you let the adventures take you with them.
Jeez, Mon, don't read so many romantic novels.
That was one of yours, actually. From the old Sonny. You used to love saying nice little things like that, remember?
I try not to.
We can't erase the past because we are the past ourselves, am I right?
Stop that right there.
Okay, okay. I'm just joking.
Donc elle peut nous... Je peux aller où ça, à l'hôtel, je peux aller voir Robert Hahn. Bart Ibn Wessler.
I'm really not in the mood to meet Deputy Malloy or any of my ex-colleagues from the Predator.
Stand de
This is
tir.
gonna be a hard ride. Last time we saw each other, he had a smoking gun in his hand and I was bleeding. I don't know how we can get past that, but it's worth a try.
C'est Marty. Et la sortie.
Long thighs and a big gun. That's Marty's idea of a perfect woman. Can't blame him for it. Hello, Cassandra. I hope we'll meet again. Oh God, I'm starting to sound like Marty.
Alors, voyons voir un petit peu. Je vais vous laisser en plein écran d'ailleurs. Entraînement au tir. Suzy, Claudia, la grosse Bertha.
Her Majesty Big Bertha. Or rather, Big Bertha 2, because there was one before her, a sawed-off little broad, but we lost her in a swamp. Marty cried for a week. But once he saw this giant lady here, the balance of the universe was restored.
Donc grosse Bertha 2, fusil à pompe. Petit fusil
I
Linda.
believe this piece is forbidden. Cops can't use it, but this is Marty's personal collection, so it doesn't matter. At least nobody has ever complained.
Donc Claudia.
Claudia. Tiny, dark, and angry, and hits you where it hurts the most.
Hop. Suzy.
I know her well. Marty calls her Susie, and I have to say, this little she-devil pulled us out of many tough situations over the years.
Faire du stand de tir.
Marty looks good. Big and loud and angry as always.
Et ben écoutez, ça je vous laisserai découvrir. Vous faites le jeu. Pour l'instant on a pas mal avancé. Moi j'aime beaucoup, hein, franchement, que je vais faire en vidéo sur ma chaîne secondaire. Ça me tente bien. Parce qu'il a l'air vraiment cool. J'aime bien l'ambiance et tout. Donc voilà, donc là c'est une petite vidéo découverte hein, qui est pas mal longue. J'espère que ça vous a plu. En tout cas, on a passé pas mal de temps et on a découvert un peu ce qu'était le jeu. Donc déjà, moi, au niveau du style, de la direction artistique et de la musique, je kiffe. L'histoire comme ça a l'air d'être cool. Donc pour l'instant, franchement, je vous dis, c'est du très très bon, du très bon pour moi. Je valide complètement ce jeu. Je vais le continuer sur ma chaîne secondaire. Et puis vous, ben, bien sûr, n'hésitez pas à me dire en commentaire ce que vous pensez de cette découverte. vous avez déjà fait le jeu ou si vous êtes en train de le faire, dites-moi ce que vous en pensez. Et puis, n'hésitez pas bien sûr à soutenir la chaîne. Vous avez tous les détails dans la description. Je vous dis rendez-vous à la prochaine. Et si vous voulez soit voir la suite du jeu, vous viendrez sur la chaîne secondaire, soit vous achetez le jeu pour découvrir un peu la suite et qu'est-ce qui va se passer avec Marty. Je vous laisse là-dessus, je vous dis rendez-vous à la prochaine. Allez, bye bye tout le monde. C'était Petit.